Hello everyone, welcome to Me Life Studies. In this video, we are going to solve one more SQL problem as part of data analyst or data engineer interview preparation. You can see here that is question number 20. Find the driver name who charges the lowest price per kilometer and also find the rider name who pays the highest amount per kilometer. And it is given three tables that you can see here. We have drivers table, riders table and trips table. I have already created these three tables and inserted data into these three tables and those statements that I have mentioned in description box. Now, if I executed these three queries, you can see we have driver's information, rider's information, and trip information. In order to find out a driver name who charges the lowest price, and in order to find the rider name who pays the highest amount per kilometer, we need to have driver's information from this table, and we need to have rider's information from this table, and we need to have the total amount per distance, right? That is, we will be getting from trip information, right? Now, we will start solving one by one. Now, we will start solving a driver name who charges the lowest price per kilometer. See, a driver name, that is, we will get it from driver's information, right? And we have driver ID and driver name from driver's table. And we need to find the lowest charges, the lowest price per kilometer. Then we need to find the total charged by each driver for the total distance that he drove, right? So we will be solving this by using trips table, right? In case of trips table, we have driver ID and fare amount and distance, right? So we will be finding for each driver ID the total amount that he charged and the total distance he drove, right? And after that we will divide these values, like the total amount charged and the total distance charged. Then we will get the amount per each kilometer, right? So we will solve by writing SQL query. Okay, and then we will join this driver ID with this driver ID so that we will extract driver name. Okay, now I'm going to extract all information from trip ID, or we will get only driver ID, and we need to find the total amount charged, right? So we will have to sum of t dot fare amount, and we need to sum of total distance that a driver drove, right? Sum of t dot distance from trips table, right? Now we need to group by it, right? So we will be finding the total charged by each driver and the total distance that a driver drove, right? So we need to use group by driver ID, group by d dot driver ID. Okay, now if we execute this one, see we have, in case of trips table, we have, what is that, driver ID only, right? So it is a spelling mistake, driver ID. Okay, now you can see here we have driver ID and this is the total amount that he is charging, right? Particular driver ID, right? And this is the distance that a particular driver is drove. Now we will assign these values as total charge. Okay, this as total distance from this one. Now if you see, you can see here for each driver ID, this is the total charge, right? Charged by each driver ID. You can see here these values, and this is the total distance traveled by or drove by each driver. Okay, now we need to find that charge for each kilometer, right? Now to find that, we have to divide this total charge by total distance. Okay, now we will find that value also. So how can we get it? We will use sum of fare amount divided by sum of t dot distance, right, as charge per kilometer, right? Now if we execute this one, you can see here, see for each driver this is the total amount, this is the total distance that he drove, and this is the amount that for he is charging for each kilometer, right? Okay, now if you see, we need to find a driver who's charging the lowest price per kilometer, right? So if we order them in order by charge, or else we'll write another query, right? Okay, now I'm going to assign this as CTE. Okay, now if you select a star from CTE, what you will get? You will get this is the same data that you will get, right? Okay, now we need to join this data with driver's information, right? To extract driver name who is charging the lowest amount for each kilometer. Okay, now we need to extract d dot name, that is driver's name, and we need to find all this data. Okay, we are extracting all this data, okay, from ctec join drivers d on what is that, the commonality in those two tables are driver id, right? So driver id is equals to c dot driver id. Okay, now if I execute this one, you can see here we have name, driver id, total charge, total distance, and charge per kilometer, right? And this name is, we are going to assign this as driver name. Okay, and we need to find a driver name who charges the lowest amount per each kilometer, right? We have to order by charge per kilometer, right, in ascending order. By default it is in ascending order. Now if you execute this one, you can see here the first value is the lowest one, next it is in increment order, right? You can also assign ranks to this one, but without using ranks also we can use uh, clauses, right? That is top one, because of this is the one who is charging lowest amount, right? So we will use classes as top one. Also we can use rank also, right? Now if you want to use rank, then we will use that as well. You can see here I'm going to use rank over order by charge per kilometer. Okay, now I should avoid this one, right? Now if we execute this one, you can see here we are getting first one, this first represents the lowest one. Okay, lowest one, lowest driver name who charges the lowest amount per each kilometer. Okay, now we will assign this rank as rnk. Okay, now if I execute this one, you can see here rnk, right? Now we are going to extract a driver name who charges the lowest amount per each kilometer, right? So we will assign this as cte2. Okay, now we will extract only driver name from cte2 where rnk equal to 1, right? So we will use, if you execute this one, you can see here that is venkey, right? He is the one, he is the driver who is charging lowest amount per each kilometer. Okay, that's what you have seen, right? Okay, now we will find a rider name who pays the highest amount per kilometer. Okay, similarly we will find in place of driver id we will put rider id, right? If I put rider id, the same thing, I mean we are going to find the total amount that he is paying. Okay, now for each distance, I mean we need to find the total amount and total distance that he traveled, right? A rider traveled. Okay, and also we need to divide this total amount by the total distance traveled by each rider, then we will get the amount that a rider is paying per each kilometer, right? Now if you see here, we need to group by rider id, right? Because of we in place of driver we use rider, right? Now if we execute this one, you can see here we are getting rider id, for each rider id the total charge that he is paid and the total distance that he traveled. Okay, and this is the earn that he is he is paying per each kilometer. These particular riders are paying for each kilometer. Okay, now we need to extract rider name from riders table and we need to join this table, right? So we will assign this as cte, this entire table I'm going to assign as cte, I mean this table. Okay, and then what I'm doing, okay, now if you see here we are going to extract rider name from riders table and we have to mention this as rider name, and we are going to extract all columns from this one, and we need to find rank of rider who pays the highest amount, right? So we need to order them in descending order as rank from cte join riders table as r. Okay, now if I, now we need to here use r dot rider id is equals to c dot rider id, right? Okay, in place of driver we are finding riders, right? That's why I'm just replaced with rider. Okay, now if I execute this one, you can see here for each rider name we are getting all information, right? And you can see here this is 1 2 3 ranks are assigned on the basis of the total amount, sorry, the amount paid by each rider per each kilometer, right? This is in descending order, so that's why you are getting the highest one is the rank 1. Okay, now I'm going to assign this as CTE2. Now I'm going to retrieving only rider name from CTE2 where RNK equal to 1. You can see here, if I execute this one, you will get Dave. Where you are missing out, incorrect syntax CTE2, we need to use comma right here. Okay, now if you see here, we are getting Dave, right? So this is the information having rider's information, okay, who's paying highest amount per each kilometer. Clear? I hope you understand this one. Thank you.